It's my duty this morning to have the pleasure to introduce to some of you who have not had an opportunity to meet him while he's been at South Middle School, Mr. Chuck Davis. I'd like to tell you a little bit about what Mr. Davis has been doing. Mr. Davis is a dancer. He has his own company out of New York and has a couple of studios. He is here with us at South and at Burton Junior High School in a program called Artists in Residence. It's a program funded by the National Endowment of the Arts, who supplied Grand Rapids Public Schools with a grant to fund the program and for a dancer and a movement specialist to work with students and teachers in these two schools. Mr. Davis is a nationally and internationally known dancer. Those of you who've had the opportunity to work with him, I'm sure have enjoyed that. He is here to show you this morning the kinds of things that he has been doing with the students, that he also has with him a musician who is an accomplished musician and drummer by the name of Ronald Love. And those of you who have seen Mr. Davis and Mr. Love around the hall perhaps have been curious about what they've been doing. Today you're going to get an opportunity to see what they've been doing with the students. And here is Mr. Davis.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. You know, like we are when I say we, I mean, you know, like my assistant and my brother Ron Love, right? Like we are communicators, and we want to bring the beauty of communicating by any means necessary to as many people as we can, right? Now there's a whole thing about upgrading the educational system in this country, and we feel through movement and dance and the art and the, you know, and pretty good working knowledge of the art of dance that you can reach as many people as can hear you, right? And that is what we want to do. Like we teach, like I can teach the movement, and if I'm bogged down, Ron can step in and also teach the movement. Ron is a whiz when it comes to working with rhythmic things, right, and percussive instruments and so forth, and getting people to understand themselves through that idiom. And by combining the rhythm and the movement, we got it made, you see, because that's what we want to do. Because, I mean, like the pay is not that much, and there are other things that we could be doing which would pay more, but we don't have the same mental satisfaction, you know, doing something else, and that's why we ended. I have a company. I have a dance company. I rather have a dance company that has 39 people in it, right? And then that 39 is broken up into units. We have a chamber performing unit. We have a touring group. We have a lecture demonstration troupe, and we have a master class troupe. Now all this is headed by our manager, Bess Pruitt. You know, the Bess Pruitt Associates, which is she's one of the top black women, or rather black female producers and managers in this country. And she's in a field which is usually dominated by men, right, and dominated by whites. But she is holding her own, and we are out champ. And we're going to keep on doing it out champ. But anyway, that's getting off into another thing. We are here to communicate. And hopefully that's what we're doing. Like we're working with the football teams at both the middle school and Burton School. And I must say that the fellas on both those teams are some of the most intelligent young men that I've ran into in a long time. When they work, they work. You know, like when they play, I'm sure outside they play. Now, I heard that they lost the games this weekend, but that can happen to anybody, right? It's not what the end result is how you play. I think there's something like that. How does that go? Mm-hmm. Is that the way it goes? Anyway, right, but we are working with them on rhythm, coordination, and how to better develop themselves physically and, as I said, mentally. Both teams will be assisting me in a lecture demonstration which we will do this week for the parents and the administrators, the school administrators, the Board of Ed of Grand Rapids. Teachers are willing to get out and work with the students. The students are willing to work. And I don't know whether it's because like the whole thing of movement education is something new to them or how they will react, say, 6 to 8 months from now. But right now they are into it, and hopefully we can keep things going on such a high level that they're into it and they will want to remain into it. Or a series of inconsistent tones is a musical composition. All arts must have shape or form brought to their elements by means of orderly arrangements, meaning and purpose. Now, we have this is divided into 3 sections. We're going to show you section number 1, where we work on getting an idea, the beginning of an idea. We show you section number 2, which is a furthering of that idea, and finally section 3, which is the end product. All right, we'll show you exactly how we do it by, taking a series of movements, then repeating them as you add more and more and more, development of an idea. All right? All right, first series. 1, 4 times, right? 1, 2, 3. All right, ready? And. Okay, second start. 1, 2, 3. Okay, ready? Press the weight. Back there, ready? Okay, and then pull. Right, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, let's put all that together up to that point. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 5, 5. Okay, so you got 5, 6, 7, and. Okay, now, see, like, this is a balance point, right? In that, this would be what you call a balance point, because from this position you could go any place that you wanted to, right? You could take it side, here, the weight in the back leg, you can turn this way. With the weight in here, you can move it back, turn, so forth, right? You can do anything with it, okay? 5, 6, up to that point, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Okay, ready? Do it one more time and take it off. 5, 6, 7, and. Because of our African heritage and our beliefs, we believe that, you know, like the elders teach the young, and pretty soon they become elders to teach their young, because things are better when it's passed on from father to son, etc., etc. Now, father doesn't have to be paternal. Father could be an older person. And a lot of things, you know, like that we get hung up in here, which if we check another society, we can find a solution too, because we're really into a thing of materialism now, which is taken away from the humanities or humanism aspect of the whole thing. We get so hung up on our televisions and our dishwashers and our cars and so forth, that we forget that there is a man or a woman or a child next door, you see. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring back the whole human aspect of living, right? Because it's the togetherness which is going to help lift not only, you know, the younger ones, but the elders, the senior citizens. We as a people today have a great tendency to forget the elders, the senior citizens, however you want to put it, of this country. And it should be just the opposite. They should be held in the greatest esteem there is. Because number one, if they had not paved the road, a whole lot of us today would not be where we are. But we tend to forget that because we're too caught up in the now. You know, they say the past is prologue. It's true, it's prologue, but you still got to look at the past as a stepping stone to where you're going, right? You can't totally discount that whole thing, right? One thing leads into another, and you just cannot forget that where the elders trod, so will the young have to go, you see, right? I grant you, if an elder made a mistake, then you check out that mistake so that you don't make the same one. And see, all this revolves around what we are trying to do. We're like a 360-degree circle, right? We're inside that circle, and we're pressing out and reaching toward everything that makes up that circle. And everything, life is. It is. That's why I tell the kids, when they're introducing themselves, do not say, "My name is." That machine has a name. But a living, breathing, functioning human being says, "I am," because they are. You don't say "my name is," you say "I am," meaning I exist, I am here, I am thinking. Because we want people to develop themselves physically and mentally. You'd be surprised at the number of kids across this country who cannot stand up, bend over, and touch their toes. They can't do it because they caught up in the TV society, right? I'm not saying television is bad. Well, not all bad, at least. Neither is it all good. Because, like, if they had more things of total interest to the GP, you know, it'd be different. But a lot of this crap they got on television, they could leave it there, but it's a money-making industry, and without it, a whole lot of people would be out of work. Economics, all involved in it.
When the young men become a certain age, they have to come before the whole village and show their strength, their fitness, their individuality. What happens is they have a basic which is strong, strength-wise, right? And the elder, this case, being on the older kids, right? I will come and I will pick out one man, and you have to come one, go and salute the drum and then dance to that drum, and you make it dance as strong as you can. Anything you want to do. Ready? Left foot, left.
Within framework of the master class. Now, master class is where, you know, people who have, say, studied a craft or an art will come together to share ideas and so forth and deal under one master instructor. Well, in the master classes we did here, you had two masters. You had Brother Ron and you had me, right? Now, we worked not only, like, when we walk into a class, from the minute we walk into the gathering, we can feel the vibes, tempo of that class, and we know exactly where to take it. Right? From the minute I give them their first movement, I know exactly what level every person is in there, whether it's 10 or 200, exactly where they are. right? Because we tune into them, right? It isn't a thing of we are here and you are there. That isn't the way it works in the dance world. In the dance world, it is one of communication, and that's what we do. We communicate, right? Now, when we get into a master class, especially say in the art of the dance, because I never know, I do not pre-plan, work by a syllabus, where I'm going to go. I have a basic thing of say 15 or 20 basic exercises that I might begin with, but where it jumps off from, because I figure that the whole self must be warmed and ready.
Okay? Now, because anything you don't understand, and number one, I do not like sour faces. So if you come here